All right. Good morning, everybody. This is Quincy Jackson coming at you again with another episode of Leading Daily. I hope that you've been doing well. Hope that you are being beautiful on this wonderful day. And I hope that you are making an impact with the people around you, your community, your families, your friends, your coworkers, and everybody that needs your leadership on this wonderful day. I'm really excited to share some content with you as we get ready to go into the final 2 months of the year. Today is November 1st. If you're watching this at a later time, then just thank you for playing catch up a little bit. But I'm really excited today to talk to you about the subject of our podcast, which is who are you leading and then who do you desire to lead? This is something I've been thinking about a lot, especially over the last couple of days, leading into the last 60 days of the year because what I realized about myself, and if I'm probably struggling with this, then I'm sure other people are struggling with this as well. But if you are not clear about who you're leading and you're not clear about who you desire to lead, then you'll communicate in a way that's not effective, that's not direct, that's not sniper like, if you will, so that you can connect with the person that you know is watching on the other side of your message. And that's what I want you to talk about right now. It's not how you communicate, right? It's not about the medium, it's not about the social media platform. It's literally about who you're connecting with, whether it's through a text message, whether it's through face to face interactions, whether it's through a phone call, who you're connecting with, and then how are you leading them? And then if you want to go deeper than that, it's going to be about who you desire to lead. And that's what I want to talk to you about, some things that I've been working on personally over these last few days, thinking about really over the last few weeks, and kind of how I've narrowed down my focus so that I can be better and provide better content for you, but also provide better help for those that are looking to level up their game, level up their life, level up their careers as it relates to being a better leader. So let's get into it, okay? So, what I realized over the last few years is that uh, I was putting my eggs in a basket, which is not a bad thing. I want to protect the basket. I heard somebody say once before, as I was growing up, and maybe you probably heard this too, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You want to diversify. Many times they're talking about their financials, their investments, their savings, the money that they are putting away in a certain place so that not all of it is at risk, right? Some people say you don't want to invest all in stocks, you don't want to invest all in bonds, you don't want to put all your money in the savings account, you don't want to put all of your money into a mattress, especially not in today's economy. Many years ago, probably 100 years ago or so, that wasn't a bad place to put your money. But we live in a different time where the value of money has gone down tremendously, as you may well know. And so doing some things that we have done in the past is not going to be conducive to us having a more successful future. All that being said, what I realized is, for me, as relates to eggs in the basket, I was putting all my eggs in one basket of thinking, if I did a certain thing, then I would be successful. So I tried sales for a couple of years. Not the worst salesperson, not the best salesperson, but also I didn't like the idea of feeling average. However, mentally, I couldn't get over the hump of where I needed to be so that I can get where I wanted to be physically, and that could translate into financial gain or financial success. Next, I went into the corporate world. Now, this is where I found the most success, and it blew my mind once I started thinking about it. And I actually got some chills as well. But once I got into corporate, I realized one thing: most people in that environment are comfortable in their position and where they are. Most people are. Now, think about that. If you're someone that's ambitious, if you're someone that's driven, if you're someone that is goal oriented, if you're someone that's creative, if you're someone that is a list of characteristics that I'll actually share that link in this video. I want you to go and check it out. But it's a video called The Billionaire's Mindset by Visualize Yourself Beyond Ordinary. I'm just going to go and start giving you guys resources because I realized that if I start trying to hold on and organize and keep everything in my brain like I've always done for the last 12 years, you're not going to win. I'm going to feel terrible. And then it's going to be a negative. And negative times negative doesn't equal a positive. Okay. So visualize yourself beyond ordinary. It's the Billionaire's Mindset. I'll link that description in below. In fact, I'm just going to take my time because I want y'all to get the most out of this particular episode. So I'm going to actually throw it. I might better throw it in the chat right now. Let's see if I can find this right for you. Billionaire Mindset. Okay, let's see. It's gonna be real. Now, this is raw, y'all. This is real. This is not no foolery, as I like to say. So I'm gonna throw this in the chat. Check out this video. It is okay. It's a video that's very detailed. It goes over 25 characteristics of creative people by Earl Nightingale. If you have never heard of Earl Nightingale, no worries. I just learned about him literally a few short years ago. I've been listening to him ever since then. He's the author of The Strangest Secret, which is one of the first ever mega successful digital audio recordings. It wasn't digital at the time. It was on the wax record. And just a phenomenal piece of information right there. Back to the point of what I'm getting ready to say. Okay. Now, if you are someone that is have any of those characteristics, one, let alone all 25, which once you listen to it, you'll probably realize that you do have all 25. What you should realize is that you automatically separate yourself from everybody else in the environment of a corporation. Now, listen to me carefully, because see, this is so backwards thinking. Because we have this idea and mindset that we should be entrepreneurs today, and you should, right? You should go after your entrepreneurial goals and dreams if that's what you desire to have and be, do, and have. But you got to know how to set yourself up for success. And the best way to do that, I think, in today's time, if you don't know where to start, is set yourself up in a corporate environment. Now, it has to be something that's big enough to give you opportunity to grow, and big enough to where you can stand out in a massive way among your peers of a big pool. All right. So first thing I actually did, I started working with my first corporate company. It was a mom and pop style out in Louisiana, but it was very big in the sense of its scale. One of the biggest companies in the world as it relates to global helicopter transportation. Okay. I'm not going to get into the details of the company. That's not the point of this for you to go. You can go work for them. Like, if you want to really know more about them, just drop a comment and I'll tell you exactly what the company is. But after working with them in a certain position for about 4 years, roughly, about 3, and I think it was like 3 years and 9 months, I started to get, no, it's about 3 years. I started to get a little bit like, okay, I need to start doing something else. Not because I got bored necessarily with the job, although I had mastered it at a pretty high level quickly. But people that were there around me had been there literally 10 years, 12 years, 30 years, 40 years of doing the exact same type of job. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to know what's right for you. And for me, that wasn't right for me. I felt like I had a lot more to offer as it relates to service, had a lot more I wanted to learn as it relates to skill set. So it was time for me to make an adjustment and shift. And so I decided to make that move. Within the next 2 years, I earned 2 more promotions. Now think about that. I went from having one job for almost 4 years to over the next 2 years earning 2 promotions in the same company in the corporate environment. All right. And I'm gonna teach you how to do that on this podcast, because I realize that a lot of people out there working for companies, looking at people that are claiming to be leaders and claiming to be managers, claiming to be team players, and ain't doing nothing, ain't helping them grow and become better. So I'm gonna help you in that area in regards, because I realize that just because you have a position, just because you wear a certain color vest, just because you have a certain title, doesn't mean you're actually leading people the way people want to be led and need to be led, which are two different separate things. Okay. So let's go to another example. Did that for a couple of years, got a lot of it experience, but in your heart and your spirit if something is right for you or if it's not right for you after a few years. So if you are somebody that has been struggling with the idea of promoting yourself and advancing yourself, what you want to do is you want to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because I'm going to show you on a consistent basis how you can actually do that, how you can win, even if you are feeling stuck in a corporate environment that you've been working in for the last, even if it's the last 10 years. Okay. It's not as it's a long time, but it's not as long as it may seem, especially to somebody like me that felt like 3 years was a decade. Okay. Next, I also work for another company, transitioned up here to Colorado, which is the hat I'm wearing right now. Didn't really know what I was going to do. Didn't really know how I was going to get started in a brand new environment. I had actually started a small marketing company out in Louisiana before I left. It was more so centered around digital media, a little advertising, photography, videography, and overall distribution of content. Some of the things that I learned actually were self-taught. Some of the things I also learned through piecing together different ideas and information. And so I'm able to create and produce content uniquely. I think it's not the best in the world, obviously, yet, but it's just one of those skills that I actually have and developed, along with the ability and desire to speak proficiently. And so did all of that, and you know, long story short, I transitioned over to Colorado because I had always wanted to live here, but I didn't really even have a plan. Had some family, which I'm 100% and forever grateful for their assistance in helping me to get where I would get back to the point where I wanted to be. But I still didn't have the best plan as it relates to, okay, what am I going to do to at least get the results that I was not only getting in Louisiana, but also surpass those results and therefore be more successful, have more experiences, and things of that nature. And not only did I not realize what I was doing, but what I understood it once I got into it. So I went to work for another large corporation. All right. Within 3 months, I earned my first promotion in that organization. Now, now check out the correlation here. I went from 3 years in the last company to 3 months in the next company, and I earned my first promotion. And I mean, when I say promotion, I'm talking about like to the next level. I'm not talking about like you just go work for a different company and then you got the same title, more pay. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about literally same company, new pay, bonus, all that kind of stuff. Okay, title, promotion, everything. That's what I mean when I say promotion. When I talk about promotion, I'm talking about I am moving up the ladder, the corporate ladder, if you will. Okay. Now I know everybody don't want to do that, and that sounds terrible in today's world for a lot of people. But you miss out on so much education if you don't actually take those steps to promote yourself in the right way. You miss out on the skills that you will learn. You miss out on the people you'll impact, and you miss out on the connections you'll make with those that can lead you and teach you things as it relates to what supervisors and managers, all those kind of things. Okay, so knowledge is powerful when it's applied, but if you don't have it, you can't apply it. Therefore, you're powerless. Next, stayed in this position for a year. And now it's kind of strange looking back at it now because I just said that in one sentence, but that year was quite long, roughly a year. I think it might have been about 11 months. I got another promotion. Now that's 1 year and about half, a year and a half. I have gotten two promotions when over the in the last corporate company I worked for them for 4.5 years before I got my second promotion. So do you see where I'm going with this? The parallel, less time with the exact same results. And I think really for me is because I didn't realize it at the time, but my mindset had shifted and I was able to accelerate faster. It wasn't comfortable. Honestly, I resisted it a lot over the last over a year, just because I didn't think I was willing to do what I saw being done. But I think we all go through that in some point or another, or in some regards. So what I decided to do was just step forward anyway. Have the faith to step forward and keep going. That way I can build up the competence along with the confidence to be successful in a role that I was actually successful in. And I don't know if it's something that you have, but I definitely struggle with the idea of self sabotage, and I don't like to do that. But I try to control it as much as I can because I know it's something that I've struggled with over the course of my lifetime. Now, go back to the story. So that's two promotions I've gotten in a year and a half when I've only took me about 4 years to get the same two promotions at the previous corporate company. Sorry if I touch the microphone. So that's a big difference, right? Now I'm gonna show you how to do exactly what I did in the exact same time that I did, but then I want you to do it even faster because there's no sense for you to wait 4 years if you want to actually wait 1 year, and there's no way for you to wait 1 year if I can help you do it in 6 months, which I can help you do that. I've helped other people do that. I can help you do that as well. Okay. The key is you. Okay. You are the key. It's not about the person that's interviewing you. It's not about the person that is helping you organize and practice and get everything all to ready to interview well. It's not about none of that. It's about you making up a decision in your mind what you want to do and why you want to do it. I can show you all the how, which I have a great number of hows, but if you don't make the decision for yourself to get there, then nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. Now, next, so I've gotten two promotions in about a year and a half. I work another year. So that's now 2.5 years. I've gotten another promotion, my third promotion in 2.5 years. When I had only had two promotions in 4 years in the previous job, total company. Like I say job because it wasn't one job. I got promoted. Company. Got to start talking about companies. Okay. Now, how did I do that? That is the question. And then more importantly, how can you do that? Even if you've been working at a job that you for the same company, hopefully the company is big enough for the last 10 years. How can you do that? Well, it's multiple different ways. But the first thing you got to understand is that if you're not providing more service or better service than that which you get paid, then none of this is going to work for you. And you're probably saying that you are. Now, if you are providing service and more service and better service than that for which you are paid, then that means that there's a desire connect there. Some kind of reason or another, you either don't want to go to the next level, and so you're probably doing things mentally that are inhibiting your glass ceiling to be broken so that you can get to the level that's right above that glass ceiling that is keeping you as a barrier, if you will. All right. So what I would tell you is, first of all, you want to do is get clear on what you want to do, when you want to do it, and then why you want to do it. Okay, get some feedback from the people around you about what they're saying as to why you probably, especially now leaders now. You can't do this with people that's on your level. You can't do this with people that are not in your department. People talk, and people are gonna have all kind of type of things to say about everybody. But you need to get the best feedback from the people that are seeing you from a supervisor perspective, and just have them be transparent with you. Now that's tough because most people don't want to have people listen to them in a way that gives them the chance to think critically, and also gives them a chance to give them concrete, constructive feedback, clear, concrete, and constructive feedback. But that's what you need to have. Okay, I was coaching this one guy not too long ago, and he had been working in this position, big company, corporation, for about a year, maybe even a little longer than that. Probably was one of the best in his position in his organization, but he struggled for about 6 months, maybe even, to get past his glass ceiling and break through to get his promotion. 6 months. Okay. That's now for him, that was a long time. Had a conversation with him, got all the data, got all the facts, got information to help him. Because I listened before I even give any advice or feedback. You have to listen before you do any of that stuff. Once we gathered everything, we had him kind of outline exactly what he wanted to do, why he wanted to do it, when he wanted to do it. And the goal was to get him there in 45 days. Once we got crystal clear on exactly what we needed, he achieved that goal in 35 days. Now, listen to what I just said. He achieved that goal in 35 days. And I didn't think about this until actually a few days ago, but that's when I realized one of my superpowers, if you will, must be just really helping people get and advance themselves in a way that not only I've advanced myself, but also how I've helped multiple people advance their careers and earn their next promotion. But the setup has to be in this regard. Like, I can't help you earn a promotion if you work for yourself, by yourself with robots. That's not my area of expertise. Somebody else probably can do that, but I promise you, it's not me. But if you take what I'm saying now, and listen to what it is that you want to do. Then after you know what you want to do, you have to decide why you want to do it. It doesn't have to be like this big, drawn out, purposeful, extra meaningful type of thing. Heck, it could be just the fact that I think I deserve it. Okay. Well, your results will show that and what you've done before. But if that's a place to start, hey, we can build on that, right? I can't give you your reasons why. I can only receive your reasons why. And the last thing is, when do you want to do it? So I'm not even going to say you have to be realistic, but you have to be willing to put in the work for that time that you say you're going to commit. You have to be willing to not only have a positive attitude, you have to be able to impact others with that attitude. You also have to continue to be able to do more than you paid for, which is a huge thing. You also have to realize that you need some accurate knowledge to get yourself in a position to where when it's time to execute, you're executing on sound information, not just feelings, not just rumors, not lies. And you have to be able to do that in a way that gets you those results. And those are the things we're going to talk about in this particular podcast. So that's really all I wanted to go into on today. Man, I'm fired up. Y'all might not be able to tell, but I could feel it, that's for sure. And so I'm excited to dive more into this idea of how you can get your next promotion, because I know that I didn't know how to get my next promotion when I was going through this process and putting this together. So I want to help you actually do that and have a lot of success in this area. Let me leave you with some quote or just some information maybe to help you continue to progress yourself as a leader. So just I'll say two things I want you to do. I'm gonna keep it really simple. Number one, check out the link. Okay, it's right over here. The Billionaire Mindset by Earl Nightingale. It's not called the Billionaire Mindset. It's titled that by Visualize Yourself Beyond Ordinary, but it's the 25 characteristics of creative people. Check that out. If you have one of those characteristics, I promise you, you're closer to your next promotion than you think, and you're probably closer to maybe even your next promotion, if it's inside the company you're working with or outside to another company that you want to work with. You're closer than you think if you have one of those. Okay. And especially if you're watching this video. And the last thing I want to leave you with is just the idea of furthering your leadership development by consuming the right information. Right. And so I would encourage you to look up topics on leadership, get resources on leadership. For me, I have the John Maxwell Daily Reader. You could probably find this somewhere on YouTube, or excuse me, not YouTube, on Amazon. So that's a good one. And I really enjoy reading books such as The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. I've been reading this book for, I guess, about 7 years now. Probably one of my favorite books on success. Napoleon Hill wrote the book, The Think and Grow Rich. So if you actually have heard of that book, then you can check out this book. It's a lot more in depth, way deeper than just Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich is great, but that book sometimes is kind of intimidating for people because they see the size of it and how thick it is. And so Think and Grow Rich is a little bit of an easier read because it's a lot smaller and you can get through it all over the course of maybe even a weekend. So, and the last thing I'll leave you with is the Daily Stoic. It's a YouTube channel as well. I'll actually leave that one in the description for you also. I've been listening to them for about, I guess, I don't know, maybe 6 months to a year. Actually, I really don't know when I found Daily Stoic, but they have a lot of just wisdom and content from ancient Stoic philosophy, just to kind of keep your mind wrapped around the idea of success. So I think that you'll like that a lot, and then just kind of keep you focused on putting the right things in your mind. Like, one thing I do know about corporate America is most of the time the people that you work with, they're not. I don't even see it in my. I don't see it in my. Yeah, I'm not subscribed. Well, that doesn't make sense. I've been subscribed to this way. Oh, maybe I missubscribed for some way or another, which is quite strange. But anyway, so I'll send you this one, and what you can do is you can check these out. I've actually started to. I've joined the Leadership Challenge, where it's just helping me understand how I can be a better leader for the people around me. So whether that's you watching this video, whether that's coaching clients, whether that's my family, whether it's friends, just just ideas and concepts that I can incorporate into my life so that I can be a better leader for those around me. So check out those links there. If you have any more content or questions, excuse me, that you want to ask, please make sure you leave them in the description. And we also ask that you subscribe. We're coming to you on a consistent basis so that we can give you some great knowledge and insight. But first and foremost, we want to help you get your next promotion in whatever it is that you want to promote yourself to. So let me know below, what's your current position or job? Maybe you can tell me what company you work for. I'm sure nobody's going to be concerned about that. But let me know the company you work for, what position you have, and when do you want to get your next promotion, and do what you know you're capable of doing here for your life, for your family, for the people that are going to be impacted by the promotions that you earn. Hope to see you in the next video. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be talking to you next time. Later.